made it. You really don't have many buttons to push on that kid. He was the same way he was on game day was Sunday night practice. He's high energy. The kids feed off of it. So I was impressed with him. I think just the icing on the cake right now. I think he's only going to do is get better and better. The thing was encouraging how he graded out. I mean, he graded out 96%. 97 somewhere up in there. I mean, he was very few mistakes throughout that game. And I think that was the most impressive thing. I expect him to go make big plays, but to be able to go out there in game one and execute at a high efficiency the way he did, I was really impressed with that.
You think that was a good confidence booster for him to kind of keep, playing at the same tempo and playing as hard throughout the season after having that big game right out of the gate?
Well, I think the biggest thing for the room is understanding how those guys can feed off each other. It's trusting the chemistry between 7 and 25, and getting Kennedy ready to go. I think that's what the biggest thing that I came out of that game. Okay, now we got it to where we had the last few years that it's no ego. These guys know we're gonna touch the ball a lot, and we all got to expect to play a lot. That's the biggest thing that I took from that game.
And Coach was saying Crawford had a couple good blocks up there toward the beginning of the game as well. How would you kind of talk about his performance on that side of the ball, kind of just doing what needs to get done always?
Play one, he set the tone. I mean, Skyler kept that ball. We had a good little play up the middle. He broke outside, and he had Justin right in front of him. He knocked the heck out of safety, put him on his back, and the sideline went crazy. You're talking about welcome to college football, your first game. It may not have been a run, but you still impact the game on play one. So I think that got him in the rhythm early anyway.
Now, how would you compare him to Shell? When we were talking to Shell after the game, he said they kind of are the same person. The only thing is Shell's a little bit bigger and Crawford is a little more twitchier than he is. How would you compare the two?
That's a fair assessment. Crawford can get in on some stuff a little quicker. He's right about that, and Russ can lean on you a little more. And I think they both complement each other well, because right when you think Russ is all about power, he can sneak out and make you miss and outrun you. Same thing, you think Justin can always make you miss, he's going to run right over you. So I think they complement each other well. And I think the way they push each other is even more important. How, hey, one can be on the sideline, they can be coaching from the sideline. And that's what the biggest thing you always worry when you got two impactful guys who all wants to carry, how they going to complement each other. And I think it hit off perfect. I felt no different the way they played than the way Russell and Wendell played the last few years. So that was very encouraging for me as a coach.
And now since the spring, Coach has been saying even without Wendell, he knows that the run game is still going to be strong and people should still expect some big things. Do you think that statement was backed up fairly well on Saturday?
Well, I told him it's game one. I mean, I told him before we played, I said, and I finally let it out the back, I said, I told you guys coming in that I thought this room could be as good as it's been since I've been here. And I said, I know people will say, hey, how you say that when you lost the guys you had who's playing on Sunday? And I told them with the talent I thought we had in this room, we can be. And I said, this is just a piece of the puzzle we've been talking about. We answered the call versus an SEC team that's usually stopping the run. Now can we go do it for another 11 weeks out and put our stamp on the game? And that's now the marquee of who we are in this room. That's the expectation we got to carry every week now.